next up we have Mackenzie, who will be talking about a product.
I'm going to talk about our bags. It can hold up to 25 pounds, which is roughly the size of a small dog. And it is made from entirely recycled animal feed bags, and they're handmade. And also it is water resistant. Next we're going to be talking about Nate, who has the commercial.
Next up is our commercial. Hope you like it.
Oh, no way! A fully recycled plastic bag. You can get yours from trashtocash.com today for $2. It can also hold up to 25 pounds. And it has a bird on it.
Next up will be Gabby.
Okay, so our life cycle. So first, we have a person buying animal food. Next, we have someone putting it in the designated box at your local store. Then we will come and pick up the bag at the store. We'll bring it back to our facility. We'll upcycle the animal feed bags into grocery bags and more as we expand. We'll then sell our bags to stores and pick up any bags they may have. The store sells our bags to people, and then people can now use good, reliable, 100% recycled grocery bags. Next up, we have
The reusable bag market is made 425 million US dollars in 2019 and is planned to make 579 million US dollars in 2025. A strong competitor is Noble X, and their bag is only 20% recycled materials, while ours is nearly 100. We plan to join the NGA, the National Growers Association, to increase our customer base and our supply chain. The United States is moving towards a more eco-friendly future, and we want to be a part of it. Next is Sophia.
It takes about 1,000 years for a plastic bag to degrade in the landfills, which is as old as Mr. Pet Show. He gave me permission to say that. In 2015, there was about 730,000 tons of different plastics produced. Keep in mind that was about 7,000 blue whales. More than 87% of the plastic produced was never recycled. Next up is Burke. He's going to show you our sources and
here's our resources. Thanks for watching, and now we have Caleb, who's going to answer questions.
Could you go back to the previous slide of your resources? We only saw that first one. Slide resources.
So you mentioned that there are a lot of plastics that aren't recycled. What makes your choice of using animal bags a great choice as far as recycling plastics?
Well, since people are using bag for grocery and stuff, and if people are just gonna throw away their animal feed bags, why don't we just use them and use lower price to make this community green?
I have a question from the audience. What about the bag Nate kicked and stomped on the ground? What happened to it?
it was used as a sack bag for lunch. I'm just kidding. It was thrown away. Recycled, yeah.
So, should one of these break, do you have a plan for how you're hoping that the bags will get recycled?
Wait, what is your question, like how the bag gonna get recycled? So we can, okay. So you can bring them back to the store and put them back in the recycle box, and we can reuse them and cut them into part and put on a different bag.
This is from the audience. How will you make sure the seed bags will be recycled and not thrown away? I assume that's like the collection process. How are you going to assure you have bags continually, maybe? The biggest thing about the collection process, how are you going to make sure that the seed bags will be recycled once they're used up?
Well, so our goal is to do our best to keep things to reuse the bag, but we can't really control what people to do. We can control what people do with it, so we're just gonna do our best to do whatever we can.
So it seemed like your commercial was aimed at individuals, but you said in your presentation that you would be selling to stores in your life cycle, that the bags would go to stores and the stores would sell them. So can you just clarify that? Are you marketing to stores, or are you marketing to individuals, or both?
So right now, our plan is put them in the store, because right now in Rosar's, Walmart, usually a recycle bag costs like $4 to buy. So we're thinking we have like a lower price, like $2 for a bag is reasonable for people to buy it.
This is actually a great idea. This is so simple that anyone could do it anywhere. I'm wondering if you've considered blogs or the internet to get this word out, not as a mass-produced product, but just letting someone across the country know, hey, here's a simple little idea. You can recycle your birdseed bag. Have you thought about that?
Okay, so we're not very big right now, but we are thinking of expanding. And so once we expand, we'll be able to like put out more commercials and newspaper ads and put out our own website. Yeah.
Based on the pricing of your bags, how do you know that you'll make a profit and stay in business?
Because for us it doesn't really cost anything to go and pick them up or to buy the material since it's being reused and we're just like putting it together. So the $2 that we get, it basically is the profit for us.
And we won't be making much out of it, it's more for the ecosystem.
This is a question from the floor. What about the people who don't live close to a store? How might they recycle?
They don't have to recycle it every day. Just whenever they went to the store, just put them in the box.
Do you have a printed business plan feasibility study for us, looking at your employee costs and that sort of thing?
We do, yeah. 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 Someone left early yesterday who had it, and so we're gonna go get it.
This is about one of these is about the process. So those bags, I notice are cut down, correct? Why don't you just keep them the size they were before?
Because we want to make sure they're perfect.
So Bert, you probably know this. Do they all come with birds on them?
Not all of them.
Let's see. If so, you're assuming that your company doesn't need any money to operate at all. But what about paying employees, the cost of gas to pick up the bags, and like the cost of like sewing materials, and like also transporting them to those people who buy them?
So right now, since we're super small, it doesn't really take a lot of people to make them. So right now, all of us could make them. And the profit that we make, we're planning on it getting bigger as we grow. And so then by the time we're pretty big, we'll be able to pay a good amount to our employees.
And for the gas, like right now we're just selling them in local stores. So basically just Rosar's, Walmart. So we can basically just walk or bicycle.
So I'm wondering about how you see your guys' self. Several of the companies have marketed or branded themselves as a Christian corporation. How do you guys see yourself integrating with a faith-based market or a faith-based company model?
Kind of like Burgerville, on some of them we would put Bible verses on them.
Hey, Batman, this is Robin. Who are you, Batman? No, I'm serious. Good questions. Nice job. Batman wants to know how you're going to deal with sales tax without an income.
So right now we're working in Oregon, and there aren't really any sales tax in Oregon. But Washington, on the other hand, we'll have to think about that more.
We're a local business, Ben.
Does Batman live in Washington? Is it Ben?